These niggas ain't bigger than me. These niggas ain't Nas, ain't Jigger than me. These niggas ain't M, they ain't 50 to me. You ain't Pun, you ain't Pac, you ain't Biggie to me. These niggas ain't Crips, they ain't 60s to me. These niggas ain't Bloods, they ain't dripping with me. Niggas talking that shit by the new generation, man. Fuck these niggas, I slash your fucking faces. You niggas ain't so shit, not an album or a rock. Pussy nigga putting rings on my old bitch. Dick down the throat ass niggas, old hoe ass niggas. Happy cause you went gold ass niggas. These niggas ain't spitting with me, you ain't sicker than me. Fuck out my section, you ain't sitting with me. This for very important people, it's clear that we not equal. Clear you niggas faggots, I'm the Black Marshal man. Like yin 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 on the motherfucker. Who needs Hulk Hogan when you got Sting on this motherfucker? Less than 5 albums, kiss the ring on this motherfucker. California throne and I'm the king on this motherfucker. I don't wanna hear it. Weak ass lyrics, crying on the hook, thinking we gon' feel it. Old lost ass niggas, voice crack when you talk ass nigga, rolling blunts for the boss ass niggas. I came in with Ye, Jeezy and boss ass niggas. Your freshman cover a whole bunch of soft ass niggas. Tampon lyricists evacuate the premises. Mute BET ciphers cause I don't wanna hear that shit. May you rest in piss, you fuck niggas. Hey Frank Ocean, go ahead, fuck these fuck niggas. Yeah, they fuck niggas. Ain't no 3 stacks in your class, so take your top 10 spot and shove it up your ass, bitch boy. Niggas already fucked your bitch, you bitch boy. And every time you kiss on that hoe, you suck my dick, you bitch boy. And when you buy that hoe a bag, that bitch carry my bricks, you bitch boy.
What's that saying? Uncle always say all the time. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Ooh, y'all already know who it is in the place to be. I'm coming to do what I'm coming to do. I'm standing tall. I'm standing on the shoulders of the ancestors, and it's Amin-Ra squad. They did. And his science will shine up in this mother tonight. It is the wrath. It is the wrath. It is the wrath of the pseudo killer. What shitty shenanigans does Sean have up with him right now? Huh? What is he up to? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna take you down memory lane. You know what I mean? I want to put all of this into perspective. And I know them boys live, and it's all good. They could be live. They could be whatever they want to be. That don't even matter to me. Let me play it real quick.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo.
One more time.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo.
So, I'm going to take you down memory lane. Remember, this is the wrath of the pseudo killer. And what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to show you the significance of standing on your square, regardless of where you are in this world. I'm about to do something that many of you haven't thought about doing in quite some time. I am about to wreak havoc on these no content having ass niggas called the pseudo killers. No originality, no nothing. Don't science enthusiasts, but don't follow science. Just look at the show today. Look at what they're doing right now. How do you get to a point where you've been on one side for 7 years of an argument and then you switch up? This ain't no personal attack. No, I love Hunk. This ain't no personal attack. I'm just mocking him right now. Ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? He's in war mode right now. So what you do is if he's in war mode, you got to be in war mode too, because that's the only way you're gonna hash out shit to get people to see the light. So and you know he's a casualty of war at this particular juncture because I'm at war. I'm at war. I ain't at war with him. I'm at war to win his mind back. So let's go. Let me get this going. So before the video plays, hold up. Before they began to speak, let me not get dinged because you know what I'm saying. I don't know who's who out here in these YouTube streets. You know, they'll probably try to strike my content, and, you know what I'm saying. Or people will try to flip this and make it look like I'm coming for people that I'm not coming for, and that ain't the gist of it all. People should know directly who I'm coming for in this particular episode. And name ain't Unc. Unc is an innocent bystander in this. He ain't Unc at all. Pay frequent attention. You finna feel the wrath.
Hey, Black African Power.
Come on now.
What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Ooh, wait, man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God Killa in the house, man. Oh. And look, man, we got a powerful show today. And look, man, let's just get it cracking, man.
Come on.
I'm the rock squad up, Magi Archers in the building, please believe. Oh, shit. If you ain't signed that up, no time for that interview, dog. I put my shit out for niggas, I don't send it to blogs. Plan kill off the beat, not be in the street. One buck is big pops and projectiles. Sun run, whole game, bring your cleats. The best flow blow, Eskimo, king with feet. Don't need no blunt to burn. You run the turf with 10 niggas on the block. That's a punt return. Hey yo, Dolomite, prototype soldier with the solar light. Saber and you hold it like you hold a mic. Golden ice pendants, sipping on that overpriced poltergeist spirits. Flipping at the open mic, quoting nice lyrics like Mama move mean overnight, golden motorbike holding on some prime shit. The nice neon kit is on it. The king's libation with exotic liqueur. The queen's vibration like a Sada Shakur. A lot of the poor imported foreign threads, they ain't got it in store. Peruvian Kush, black top pottery jaws, 39% THC. The quality pure. Old rapper try to spit ain't hot as before. It's like I'm five like the ball, bust the shot to the floor. Cats switch up their style when they ain't got it no more. Cause they gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids.
Oh, say it again, Smash. Come back, Smash. Say it again. What they gotta do?
The quality pure. Old rappers try to spit ain't hot as before. It's like I'm five like the ball, bust the shot to the floor. Cats switch up their style when they ain't got it no more.
Cats switch up their style because they ain't got it no more.
They gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids. See what that weed did? Yes, man, agreeing on everything we said. I swallow the mic like it's the love of my life. Don't get sliced and beat with the butt of the knife. Brother polite to say I'm animalistic, cause I still be in the hood with my hand on my pistol. The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic, E5 divination, channel the mystic, audio visionary. Let's play poetical dictionary. Picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah, then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. Invisible, independent, in transition. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible games. Charles Xavier, getting your brain. Mental anguish, or manifesting physical pain. Wizard remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm up out of this physical plane. Got military machinery that exercise, weaponized greenery. Shine out to jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Inclines convention. Stop rising with no trend line resistance. The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16 with the aeronautic fake out.
The who?
God
The who? The who? The who? The who? The who? The who? Oh.
God killer.
I want to just stop it real quick. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let Smash spaz out every time his songs come on. He gotta spaz out. So this says, bring your teachers, character, and scholarship. This video is over 2 years old. It's over 2 years old, and this was the birth of who we know as the pseudo killers per se. And we're gonna have a couple of them on the panel with us. We're gonna have Brother Sheffrin. We're gonna have Sister CK. I think if she's in this episode. I don't know if Sheffrin and CK in this episode. They're in another episode. But anyway, I'm mistaking this episode for another one, but I'm gonna get back to that one. But there's something very important that I have to get to in this particular video. There's something very important that was said on this show that hands down instructions for not just me, not just you in the chat, but the people that come among us via other people. Let's just say it like that. So I'm taking it back because in order to get to where I need to get to, I got to go backwards and go forwards. And in this instance, I'm trying to save a life scholastically. And no, Crypto D I'm not at war with my own team. The Mossy, the Kofi Pasa research team, we fine. The session, we fine. Ain't no war with no team. So I don't know what you mean. Tonight you're just about to bear witness of the wrath of the pseudo killer assassin. That's it.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's God Killer in the house. Check this out, man.
What you
gonna do? We got to do. What we're gonna do? We got to do.
Mm-hmm.
We standing tall.
Yep.
We standing strong.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm in Raw Squad up.
Yeah.
Hey, what's good, family, man? Y'all know what it is, man. We have another powerful show. We're gonna talk about a little bit of character here. Scholarship. What we're really saying is y'all need to bring y'all teachers. And there's a reason why we say this. Bring your teachers, right? We want to talk about that, why we feel a need, right, for certain people, certain individuals to bring their teachers, right? And good character and how important that is for scholarship, man.
All righty. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the foundation of bring your teachers, character, and scholarship. I'm rubbing my hands right now because you can only think about how consistent conversations have been in the midst of turmoil when the banging was taking place the last few months. And in the midst of turmoil and the banging taking place, who was your teachers? Who was bringing you the real information? Huh? Who was standing on their scholarship? Who was doing that? I want you to think about that for a second because he just said something very important. And I'm going to play it back because I think some of y'all might have missed it. But just listen closely to where his mind state is at just 2 years ago.
Scholarship. What we're really saying is y'all need to bring y'all teachers. And there's a reason why we say this.
Tell us why.
Bring your teachers, right? We want to talk about that, why we feel a need, right? For certain people, certain individuals to bring their teachers, right? And
so there's a need for certain individuals to bring us them teachers. Who are you referring to in this conversation, brother West? Huh? Who we talking about? You finna get ready to tell us who we talking about, or you want me to jump the gun and tell people who we talking about?
Good character and how important that is for scholarship, man. So I want to roll right into it. First of all, what's going on, Woo Jai? I'm a Raw Squad Up.
I'm a Raw Squad Up. Peace
I'm
to the
sliding
panel.
through all this intro.
You, brother Unc, brother Simotep, and definitely appreciate and Pete.
It's the same year the Amara Squad started on. That had to be at minimum 2 years.
Right, we go all the way back to 2008. Okay, so watch this.
Okay.
Now, you know, I had the Order My Yacht, had that going. I had Nikki Love and Unc show going, and the Conquer by Religion show going, right? And so I used to always tune into your show, right? And used to have different styles up there. So being as though I'm an intelligent person, right? And we know that elders in this community are intelligent, young brothers are intelligent. We actually have some intelligent people, right? Okay.
Look at the what does this say? Immunizing our communities from pseudoisms. Sounds very similar to disabusing ourselves of pseudoisms.
I could listen to what you were saying and knew that what I had holes in it based off of my intellect, based off of being intelligent. I could see it, bro.
Let me go back now. Let me just go back a little bit. I don't want nobody to miss something here.
And honest with your congregation, you're not being transparent with the congregation. And then therefore, that isn't, for me, that is in the realm of bad character. Now, as Ujawu said, when somebody just genuinely doesn't know and they're teaching something, I wouldn't put that in the same category as someone with bad character, because they don't have that element of knowing. You have to know and do something in contrary to the reality of things, and then try to teach the contrary thing that of reality as reality, then you are someone of bad character. So yeah. I hope I'm at least clear on that point.
Yep. So let me say this. So, and I need to start with myself. Watch this. And I know bullshit when I see it. So
tell us.
About how many years ago was that, Brother Sarge, you had your show? About 8, 9.
I ended mine the same year the Amara Squad started on. That had to be at minimum 10 years.
Right. We go back all the way back to 2008.
All the way to 2008. So watch this. Okay, let's go.
Now,
tell us.
Now, you know, I had the Order My Yacht, had that going. I had Nikki Love and Unc show going, and the Conquer by Religion show going, right? And so I used to always tune into your show, right? And used to have different styles up there. So being as though I'm an intelligent person, right? And we know that elders in this community are intelligent, young brothers are intelligent. We actually have some intelligent people, right? Okay. I could listen to what you were saying and knew that what I had holes in it based off of my intellect, based off of being intelligent. I can see it, bro. Now, I could have chose to be like Sarah Stupicetti and continue on them lines, bro. That dude, no. No matter how much I didn't like white people or don't like them or do like them, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I had all that going for me, right?
So when you met Asar, you're saying that Asar was intelligent and that you were smart enough to have intelligent people around you. Therefore, you brought Asar into the fold, and Asar made you look at your work and see that you actually had holes in your work, and therefore you had to tighten up some stuff because of Asar. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? I'm just asking a question because this ain't directed at you. You just in the way. You're just in the way. But what I'm trying to make very clear here is this. When you're struggling for content and you want to play the game and you want to invite, people that really don't like Asar on your panel and things of that nature, and you're not giving them both sides of the actual arguments, just know that look, I tell you the truth, I ain't watching. I ain't tapped in, listening to none of that. I seen the screenshot with the look who going live and what they talking about, and I was like, them niggas been dead for like 3 years. Who resurrected Team Osiris? They was dead. They been dead. Who resurrected them? The pseudo killers. For what? To come for us all. Really? Let's go.
You can go back 8, 9, 10 years and hear me speak. But when I heard the truth and the way to get to it and the multiple ways of thinking, it made me say, Used to always say certain things. Let me say, And I'm saying it just takes a person with intelligence, right? So I am telling you that these individuals in this community, man, they're not dumb people. It's just what you said about the preacher. The more majority of people rather have the big crowds, right, instead of having, you know what I'm saying, a nice crowd.
Oh, you remember that shade you threw at me, big bro? You was like, I ain't going over there doing no channel with 20 people on there. What I like doing a show with only 20 people. Then you hit me with this one right here. You said, it ain't about the big crowd. It's about the, yeah. You changed it up right here. Now you the flip-flop. Let's go.
They rather give the churchy type of thing because it attracts more people, right? Because they actually make livelihoods off of it. They know. And I'm saying, being as though they know based off of that I knew, right? That it was a lot of stuff I didn't know because I could just tell when I engaged in conversation.
Basically, for those of you who don't know what's going on right now, this is the wrath of the pseudo killer assassin, right? This is my wrath. And like I said, this ain't got nothing to do with him. But he is collateral damage in this instance because I'm going to let him teach you on this whole crowd thing. We keep hearing about you ain't got nobody watching your show. Ain't nobody tapped in or tuned in and listening to you. You basically talking to yourself. And then the big brother comes around and he forgets, there was once upon a time where he made this particular comment. And, he has people that follow him that dick ride him that are also a part of the pseudo killers. And you know what I'm saying? They regurgitate some of the things that he says because they don't really research. They just yes man every goddamn thing. And you have what you have from them. But let's go. Let's continue.
When I watched the videos of the real scholars, I knew that I was lacking. I could see in them.
Hold up. When he watched the videos of the real scholars, he could see that he was lacking. Who do you think that he's referring to when he said the real scholars? Let's find out.
To see it. It wasn't hard to see that, wait a minute, bro, there's something called archaeology, right? There's something called paleontology, You know what I'm saying? So if I'm talking about any of these things has to be taken into consideration. It don't take a rocket scientist. It don't take that at all. It just take you being intelligent. And
So another point is made here. This whole notion of point me into the direction of the experts, it don't take being a rocket scientist. It just takes you being intelligent. I told you this ain't even about Unc. I'm going, but I just gotta use him to let his people know what it's really about. I ain't gonna talk no more. I'm gonna use your teacher, the leader that ain't trying to lead y'all, to edify y'all on what it's really about. Since you ain't listening to nobody else and you're just recycling old arguments and you're just trying to get some views, he just mentioned all of that right here in the last 5 minutes. He mentioned all of that in the last 5 minutes. He talked about viewership, scholarship, trick'emship. In the last 5 minutes that I just ran down, he talked about everything, every behavior that you actually have now. And then he turned around and says, run it back.
People, right? Because they actually make livelihoods off of it. They know. And I'm saying, being as though they know, based off of that I knew, right? That it was a lot of stuff I didn't know, because I could just tell when I engaged in conversations. When I watched the videos of the real scholars, I knew that I was lacking. I could see it. I could just see it. It wasn't hard to see that. Wait a minute, bro. There's something called archaeology, right? There's something called paleontology. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm talking about any of these things has to be taken into consideration. It don't take a rocket scientist. It don't take that at all. It just take you being intelligent. And I can see it clear as day. You could never convince me that Sarah Stupid City don't see the same things I've seen. We started at the same time, bro. You could never convince me that. It would have to be his character. What else could it be?
Let me pause it real quick because he's talking about Pseudo SETI. But I want you to think about something here. Think about it. He's telling you that you don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist. All it takes is intelligence. What have I been arguing about this entire time? Oh, you trying to overthrow experts. Oh, you trying to overthrow the consensus. Oh, you trying to talk about the peer review process, and you trying to go against everything. No. What I'm saying is we need to know how those things operate and where the holes are in those things, and how these experts, quote unquote, arrived at their conclusion. Because it doesn't take a what you said. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. All it takes is a little bit of intelligence. See, I can use the big brother to smother all the pseudo smoke that comes from the pseudo killers. We just gonna show you the experts. Okay. Show me. And then show me how you qualify this person as being the expert. Are you sure you got the right expert?
He's not a dumb person. He's very intelligent, right? He can speak. He has a college degree, which most people don't even know. All of this, man, it's their character, bro. Seriously. Like,
What?
We had to judge that as being your character. Go ahead, Wu-Jai.
Yeah, I just want to add to this too. That there's a degree, right? There's some leeway in degree. So for example, how many lies does a person have to tell in order to be labeled a liar? Or when a person tells specific lies, at that moment we say, okay, you're a liar for that specific lie that you told. or can we label a person, you know, as far as give them an epithet of being a liar? How many lies does it take to do that part? To give somebody an epithet of being a liar, how many lies do they have to tell? And so there's no sign, there's no number that's definitive for that, you know, to bring that about. So it deals with patterns and intent, which is something that Asar already mentioned, the knowledge and the intent. So it goes back to what I was saying. A person with bad character, just because somebody knows something and they either lie about it or is convinced themselves and whatnot, we would have to understand that it would take intent and a pattern that's recognizable for us to throw the label, the epithet on as bad character versus somebody who just does that and may not know or convinced or not. So that's so we got to put that into consideration.
Any lies you gotta tell. I'm saying if every time I'm talking to you in a conversation you lying, I gotta call you a liar.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm saying,
Yes.
but you couldn't put a number on it though. So is it two? Is it like baseball?
In other words, it's arbitrary.
Exactly.
You know,
I got you.
but you know, the rule of thumb is 3 times begins. You know, 3 reoccurring similar or the same events is the beginning of a pattern.
Yep. Hitler and the Nazis had book burnings. So let me skip ahead real quick because, you know, they're getting ready to get into this. And anytime that you actually see this, you know who they are directing their attention to. It's 2 people in particular, Reggie and Netanyahu. Bring me your teachers. Oh, you don't believe me? Like I said, pseudo killers, you know, you just finna feel the wrath. You know, and this ain't even about, this ain't,
For example,
this ain't to Unc or about Unc. I'm just using Unc to help me send a clear message, since that's the only voice that a lot of y'all pay attention to.
To invoke this Kemet discussion, when I was looking at the debates online and in person in the academy concerning the nature of the meaning of the place name Kemet, I had to step back and say, well, where is the detailed scholarship on the question? Why is it just a comment here, a comment there, when it comes to the this particular subject? And so I took it upon myself, like any scholar, because scholars ask research questions that no one else has asked. And then we seek to answer those questions so that we can advance and bring new knowledge to the field. So when I asked the research question, what is the etymology and the meaning of the place name Kemet? All scholars know that there's a process of the scholastic process called literature review. And so literature review is not simply reading some documents and saying that so-and-so said this or so-and-so said that. That's not literature review. Literature review is reviewing all of the known and important scholarship on a subject and then critically analyzing the arguments that each scholar makes on the subject. And so what we find is that we exist in 2 worlds. There's the scholastic world, and then there's the non-scholastic world.
Talk about it.
The non-scholastic world have a problem with someone critically analyzing the works of individual scholars whom they hold in great esteem.
Oh, hold on. So are you telling me, brother Asar, that in 2019. Right? Because I do believe this is when this video was, yeah, see, streamed July 31st, 2019. When this video was streamed, Brother Sar, were you predicting that Brother Reggie would have issues with his work being critiqued and so forth? Said it again.
Literature review is reviewing all of the known and important scholarship on a subject.
Hold on, but they doing a show on the Pseudo Killers right now that's talking about Afro-Asiatic, and my dear brother that has lost his way was arguing with other people on this same subject matter and has not done a thorough literature review. He was recommended to read Illusia Volume 2 and go directly to the chapter which you wrote on this said subject. And he has the book, but he hasn't done that work. And yet here we are again, and we telling these Negroes to do what? What are we telling these Negroes to do?
And so literature review is not simply reading some documents and saying that so-and-so said this or so-and-so said that.
So you mean to tell me that right now in the heat or the climate of these YouTube streets, we got Negroes that are out here saying so-and-so said this, expert says this, so-and-so expert says that. You mean to tell me that they ain't did a thorough literature review to come out of that after Unc said all it takes is an intelligent person? This is not rocket science? Are you shitting me right now? Are we not living in July 31st, 2019 again? I'm telling y'all are about to feel this wrath. How ironic, as Sutek said in the chat.
Question so that we can advance and bring new knowledge.
Hold up.
Well, where is, for example, to invoke this Kemet discussion, when I was looking at the debates online and in person in Indie Academy concerning the nature of the meaning of the place name Kemet, I had to step back and say, well, where is the detailed scholarship on the question? Why is it just a comment here, a comment there, when it comes to the this particular subject? And so I took it upon myself, like any scholar, because scholars ask research questions that no one else has asked. And then we seek to answer those questions so that we can advance and bring new knowledge to the field. So when I asked the research question, what is the etymology and the meaning of the place name Kemet? All scholars know that there's a process of the scholastic process called literature review.
Oh, okay.
And so literature review is not simply reading some documents and saying that so-and-so said this or so-and-so said that.
Hold up. They ain't listening real good in the chat, you know, because they're trying to listen to two different channels. So I'm going to need you to say that one more time, because I'm busting shots at individuals that just so happen to be trying to use my brother as a shield to hide behind in this conversation. I'm going to say that again. I'm busting shots at individuals who is trying to use my brother as a shield to hide behind because they want me to take him out. I ain't trying to take him out. I'm trying to get him back on the A side. He on the B side. I'm trying to get him back on the A side. But they hiding behind him. They dick riding him. They pom-pomming him. They doing all of that to my brother. And he can't see it right now because he in war mode. So say it again, Asar. What is it that you're trying to do?
Question: what is the etymology in the meaning of the place name Kemet? All scholars know that there's a process of the scholastic process called literature review. And so literature review is not simply reading some documents and saying that so-and-so said this or so-and-so said that. That's not literature review. Literature review is reviewing all of the known and important scholarship on a subject and then critically analyzing the arguments.
Hold on. So, if individuals haven't read Emboli's work, and they really haven't read Greenberg's work, and they really haven't read any other linguist's work on the subject matter, what the hell are they reviewing, and how the hell are they coming to a conclusion, and what makes them correct here if they don't understand the method? What are we doing right now? Say one more time, Asar. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I hate to have you repeat yourself to a group of intelligent individuals, but I have a crowd out there that's still trying to work out their pseudoisms, and I still have some people that are stuck in personality worship, and I do have a group of people that just left the church and they don't understand none of this stuff, so it's kind of going over their head. So I need to make sure that they understand what you're saying. Is it okay, brother, for you to repeat yourself? Thought so.
And so literature review is not simply reading some documents and saying that so-and-so said this or so-and-so said that. That's not literature review. Literature review is reviewing all of the known and important scholarship on a subject and then critically analyzing the arguments that each scholar makes on the subject. And so what we find is
hold on, Asar. So hold on. Now, they don't think that you're a scholar, okay? So maybe that's why they haven't read your work, right? Maybe they don't think Emboli is a scholar. That's why they haven't translated his text from French to English in 5 years, 6 years, right? They had 6 years to translate Emboli's text from French to English, and they still ain't done it yet. But they're having many conversations about it, and then they're trying to use genetics to make a linguistic argument, which is super pseudo. So what the hell are we saying right here? I'm just saying, Asar, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe if they just quit hating and they just simply state the facts and say, you know what, I haven't read Asar's work, but let me do myself a solid by pulling out the Illusion Volume 2 book, opening up the Illusion Volume 2 book, and trying to assess your argument regarding this whole conversation, and then take that and then read other people's works, understand those where, oh, that's too much, right? It ain't a microwave. This what you're saying is going over our heads, Asar. Can we not have a quicker answer? Is there not a quicker way to get to this? I mean, my microwave, 2 minutes, I'm done. 3 minutes, I'm done. If it's one of those stovetop stuffing lasagnas, I know I got about 5.5 minutes to cook this on high heat, and the lasagna is gonna be done. Anything beyond 5 minutes in the microwave, bro, I ain't got time. I gotta have my food quick, bro. That's why I go to McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go to those places because I gotta have my food right now, bro. I'm in a hurry. I gotta go. I'm in a hurry to go do a 10-hour stream or at least 6-hour stream. You know, I'm in a hurry. So if I can't get it right then and there, or if I can't interrogate the hell out of you right there on the spot, then I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. What are we talking about here? So one more time, Asar, run it back to me from the top, one more time. I'm not gonna do this to you all night. I promise you I'm not. But I just wanted to make sense what you're talking about. I need for what you're saying back in 2019 to make sense because I want my friend back. I'm trying to get my friend back, and I'm telling you, you ain't understanding the song. I'm fighting to get my friend back. I don't want him on the B side. I'm trying to get him back on the A side, and you know what it's frustrating. So tell me one more time what, because earlier my friend said that he's an intelligent person and it doesn't take rocket science to figure this shit out. So I want him to return to being an intelligent person and not allowing something to look like rocket science to run him away. So I need your help. Say it again, Asar.
Question so that we can advance and bring meaning of the place named Kemet. I had to step back and say, well, where is the detailed scholarship on the question? Why is it just a comment here, a comment there, when it comes to the this particular subject? And so I took it upon myself, like any scholar, because scholars ask research questions that no one else has asked.
Oh, so you proposed the research question that involved Mario Beatty, that involved Netaneb, that involved Reggie, that involved all these other people. You say you, scholar, posed the research question that kicked all of this shit off. Okay, now do we got it, ladies and gentlemen? Do we have it? And in regards to this one topic, which this also is regarding to other things that other people are trying to use to argue right now. Okay, we got it.
And then we seek to answer those questions so that we can advance and bring new knowledge to the field.
So we're looking to bring new knowledge to a field. But again, now remind me here now, what are the tools that we need to use in order to properly bring new knowledge to the field?
So when I asked the research question, what is the etymology and the meaning of the place named Kemet? All scholars know that there's a process of the scholastic process called literature review. And so literature review is not simply reading some documents and saying that so-and-so said this or so-and-so said that. That's not literature review.
Okay.
Literature review is reviewing all of the known and important scholarship on a subject.
Okay.
And then critically analyzing the arguments that each scholar makes on the subject.
Okay, so what you're saying is we have an atmosphere of people who haven't reviewed all the work on the subject and critically analyzing all the arguments and dealing with all the information. We're just shortcutting the hell out of scholarship and trying to get to something just for the sake of argument. I mean, that can't be, right? Especially when our big brother just told us that this ain't rocket scientists. All it takes is intelligent people. And we got a lot of intelligent people around us, among us. So again, what I'm trying to ask you here is, Asar, could you break down how scholarship works just a little bit more and continue where you left off?
And so what we find is that we exist in two worlds. There's the scholastic world, and then there's the non-scholastic world.
Okay, so for those of us over here that we're not Harvard, this isn't Yale, this isn't Penn University YouTube channel, this is Science with Sean, Seshu Monumental Nature, Asar Imhotep's YouTube channel, and all of those other channels like that. You're saying here, right, that this other channel ain't did none of these things, ain't isn't doing this. Hold on. Just say that one more time. I'm trying to comprehend what you're saying. Please, just make it a little bit more clear.
On the subject. And so what we find is that we exist in two worlds. There's the scholastic world, and then there's the non-scholastic world.
But the non-scholastic world is louder. They got a bigger crowd, more people tapped into their shows. They're making a lot of noise here, Asar. It goes back to Ank's point. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Ooh, wee. So, all right, let me let you I'm sorry, bro. Continue.
The non-scholastic world have a problem with someone critically analyzing the works of individual scholars whom they hold in great esteem. In the scholastic world, while we can personally hold high the name of a particular scholar, when it comes to analyzing that work, their work, I should say, all of that goes out of the window. All that matters is the quality of the argument and the quality of the evidence. And because the non-scholastic world isn't engaged in the scholastic enterprise, they don't understand and comprehend this process and why we do it. And because they are not privy to this process, they have opinions that are not in alignment with how scholarship works and how and why we do it.
So what you're trying to tell me is these people who will not do a fair literature review on all the information regarding the subject matter, that wants to shortcut everything, they're just unfamiliar. They don't know what's going on, and all they can give us is opinions, right? Because they're still trying to work out their pseudoisms, right? This is what our brother has aligned himself with, the non-scholastic group. Are you shitting me? But go ahead, you continue, bro.
And so for the non-scholars, it's an issue of bad character. They mislabel it bad character. And they mislabel what you're doing as attacking the individual instead of critically analyzing an argument that happened to be made by a particular individual. Two totally different things.
Right.
And so what we strive to do here on the Amin Ra Squad show and all of the affiliate organizations and programs and things is to get the lay community caught up. See, there was a time when the Independent African Academy, which a splinter branch became the quote unquote conscious community, where the Independent African Academy, people who weren't necessarily associated with the halls of academia still strove to mirror the rigor and the discipline of the academy. So this is how, for example, John Henry Clark, who did not have a college degree, was able to teach and given an honorary doctorate later on in life, that's why we call him Dr. John Henry Clark, regarding matters of African history. Because he was training in these independent African academies and study groups and things of this nature, and they were teaching and informing him how scholarship is done. And so with him not being formally trained in the academy, he was still able to absorb the methods that the professionals would use when discussing history.
Oh, wait a minute now. Did you just support what Unc said earlier when he said that it's not rocket scientists? All it takes is a little bit of intelligence. Did you just say that Dr. John Henry Clark wasn't in that realm of information, yet he learned his way through to be able to properly edify himself in the arena to stand on his own square? You basically just said he autodidacted his way through because he wasn't trained in the realm of scholarship. Did you not just have a preaching moment right there, my dear brother? Let me run that back. Did you just not clearly say something about John Henry Clark and the process? Let's go.
Here on the Amin Ra Squad show and all of the affiliate organizations and programs and things is to get the lay community caught up. See, there was a time when the Independent African Academy, which a splinter branch became the quote unquote conscious community, where the Independent African Academy, people who weren't necessarily associated with the halls of academia, still strove to mirror the rigor and the discipline of the academy. So this is how, for example, John Henry Clark, who did not have a college degree, was able to teach and given an honorary doctorate later on in life, that's why we call him Dr. John Henry Clark, regarding matters of African history, because he was training in these independent African academies in study groups and things of this nature, and they were teaching and informing him how scholarship is done. And so with him not being formally trained in the academy, he was still able to absorb the methods that the professionals would use when discussing history.
Mm.
And as a result of him mirroring the methods of the academy,
Mm-hmm.
he in turn became a professional.
Okay.
And so this is how he was able to be, able to teach on a college campus without having a college degree.
Mm.
Because his work and work ethic was so good.
Mm.
But that's because he had good teachers. Something happened in the 90s where those of us who did not go to college, or even if they did go to college, they studied something totally different, where they feel that they can be on par and on the same level as scholars who are who are formally trained in the academy without having to learn the rules and procedures, the methods of the field in which they are studying.
Mm.
And this has been the problem with the conscious community.
Mm.
And this is what we strive to change in the conscious community, so that even if you are not formally trained,
Mm-hmm.
you still have access to works and people who inform you the methods and the reasoning behind why scholars do what they do in their respective fields.
Mm. So our job, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard it. Our job, the family's job, is to make this thing knowledgeable for the lay person to be able to follow along by teaching them the methods and providing them with the tools to assess the information and critique these things for themselves so that they can arrive at the solution or the conclusion on their own merit based on us introducing them to these methods, taking the non-scholar and providing them with an opportunity to learn how to do some things for themselves in order to forward this discussion, to improve upon science, to advance knowledge.
So that when you now, as an autodidact, are learning on your own, you still have in mind, how to properly vet and assess those works in which you are reading. So I'll just end there without being long with it.
Let me just add. I want to kind of
Black man and I.
Hold on.
We got a community now, right? Of
we do.
Elders. One of them would have to be that. That's a young guy.
You going in and out on.
But the truth is, we're in an environment now where over 99% of our elders disagree with evolution.
Okay.
So but that same 99% of the elders that disagree with evolution all will stand up on the soapbox, say, hey man, read this. Africa, the mother of Western civilization, by Dr. Benson. All talk about how black people is the origin of this and that. Also say, read this. Black man and now in his family.
Okay.
Dr. Ben.
Read them 2 books.
Right? They all say, well, let's read this too. They all tell you too, man, you got to read this. Civilization of Barbarism. Right? An anthropomorphic, an authentic anthropology. You know what anthropology is? Anthropology is the study of culture. Right? Then they'll get jiggy with you and say, yeah, you got to read this. Man, God, and Civilization. John Jackson. Right? This the start kid, man. Right here, my favorite. Destruction of Black Civilization. From 4004 BCE to 2000 AD by Chancellor Williams, right? This is the starting point. Right? This is what I started with these works right here. Right? This is when I started learning about evolution. No matter what y'all say. All the elders will profess that you got to read these books. They even say you got to read them, son. Because they did me like this. You got to read these books. So when I open up these books, and we do stuff like this. Watch this.
What do? Like what? Tell me.
We're determining right now if they're exhibiting bad character. We just don't know no better or what it is. I want y'all to help me understand it.
2 Chainz. You see,
because the seat I'm sitting in, I'm thinking they're exhibiting bad character. Either they just didn't read the book, right? And or didn't know what they was comprehending, but it's still bad character because you're acting like you're actually comprehending what you're reading. Because when I'm looking at you, I'm looking at the community, people are standing up there like they know what the hell they talking about.
Hey, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, he is promoting reading here, not unlike the other video where he's saying, read you to death and all of this, that, and the third. He's promoting reading here.
So even, let me say this real slow, sometimes I mix my words up right. I don't think you can escape the character issue when you got a group of people telling you to read certain books and they actually hadn't read the books or understand what was in the books, and they act like they understand what's in the books. I'm thinking that's got something to do with your character. Because if I read a book and don't understand them, say, y'all, I read it.
So I don't think none of y'all really know what's going on here. I am actually demonstrating issues with our dear brother's character on this subject matter because he refuses to read Asar's work. And he's backpedaling a little bit, but I'm not blaming him 1000%. I am blaming those that are around him, those intricate other little pieces of really much gnats. I don't know if someone's milking the cow or whatever the case may be, but I'm busting at these guys and they're hiding behind him. He's the shield. They don't stand on their own. He's the shield. Without him, they don't exist. He's the shield. Whether he wanted to be that or not, they're hiding behind him.
The damn book. I don't kind of understand it. Like, man, when I'm reading a Saw book, I gotta take my time. I tell them, man, I don't kind of.
No, Chavis, you listen. See, I knew that was coming. See, you said, why don't they read a Saw work? Listen to what reply to that is.
You can escape the character issue when you got a group of people telling you to read certain books, and they actually hadn't read the books or understand what was in the books, and they act like they understand what's in the books.
Say it again, Talk to your Pseudo Killers team. Tell them about themselves one more time, because they wasn't listening to me when I was trying to tell them. They wasn't listening to Chavis. They wasn't listening to Sutek. They wasn't listening to Kofi. They weren't listening to nobody. So let's see if they hear you tell them what they're doing and see if they get it now.
They just didn't read the book, right? Or didn't know what they was comprehending, but it's still bad character because you're acting like you're actually comprehending what you're reading. Because when I'm looking at you,
Sheffrin, he's talking to you because you're acting like you're comprehending what you're reading. Corey, he's talking to you because you're acting like you comprehending what you're reading. Sosa, he's talking to you because you're acting like you're comprehending what you're reading. Kent, he's talking to you because you're acting like you comprehending what you're reading. Cedric, he's talking to you because you acting like you comprehending what you read. With that bleach falling off your lip.
I'm looking at the community, people are standing up there like they know what the hell they talking about. So even, let me say this real slow, sometimes I mix my words up right. I don't think you can escape the character issue when you got a group of people telling you to read certain books, and they actually hadn't read the books or understand what was in the books, and they act like they understand what's in the books. I'm thinking that's got something to do with your character. Because if I read a book and don't understand, I'm saying, y'all, I read the damn book. I kind of understand it. Like, man, when I'm reading a Saw book, I gotta take my time. I tell them, man, I don't kind of necessarily understand it. I don't stand out here and act like I know what the hell I was reading when I read. I don't do that. I don't do that.
What you do?
So before I even get inside what's in the books, is that good character or bad character to promote books that you ain't even remotely read and say, this is what you got to start with, you got to do it? Is that good character or bad character, y'all?
See? Listen. Chavis, I know what I'm doing. When it comes to this, I know what I'm doing, bro. Because what I'm about to do is I'm not going to waste too much more of people's time. I'm only telling you the person that they're hiding behind is trying to get out of the way, but they won't let them. They won't let him get out the way. They keep on throwing him in the way. Come on, why you gotta talk to Sean? Come on, why y'all gotta make up? Come on, let's continue to do this. Come on, let's do that. Come on, till they get him all the way in the thick of some shit that he really wasn't even in. Now he just gotta go. He's got to defend the name. Because ain't nobody else listening to nobody else over there on that side that's going to stand. Nobody else on that side going to rise to the occasion and be the forefront of what's going on and take these bullets. They're going to hide behind him. They're not going to read the literature. They're not going to critique the information properly. They're not going to learn how to use methodology or train themselves up to know how these methods are used and when to use them. They're not going to get into languages or linguistic work to properly understand the said subject. They're not going to present any information to you to where they have to demonstrate something on a live stream. They're not going to write a book, write an article. They're not going to participate in any realm of scholarship, but they're going to give you their fucking opinion. and they're gonna hide behind on every chance they get. And they're gonna make the water so muddy that he thinks that they got him thinking that science don't say this.
Y'all gonna beat yourself up in the end, but go ahead.
What the hold up? So what the hell did you just tell these niggas that you rock with?
Keep in mind that just because
Take my time, I tell them, man, I don't kind of necessarily understand it. I don't stand out here and act like I knew what the hell I was reading.
Nah, tell these niggas what they doing to themselves. At the end of the day.
I don't do that. I don't do that. So before I even get inside what's in the books, is that good character or bad character to promote books that you ain't even remotely read and say this is what you got to start with, you got to do it? Is that good character or bad character, y'all? Y'all gonna beat yourself up in the end, but go ahead.
Lamar, nah, it ain't that, bro. The Amon Ra squad have been trying to debate Team Osiris for 7 years. 7 years. On the same subject 7 years ago. They had time to read in Boli's book. They still ain't done it. They ain't got no linguistic work. They still ain't done it. They run from it every time. A saw come on the panel, they run. They runners, they track stars. And then we just had Unc admit that they're just going to beat themselves up on the subject matter because they not reading the material. You just heard them say it. If you ain't going to read the material, you're going to look stupid. Say it again, Unc.
Don't do that. So, because if I read a book and don't understand, I'm saying, y'all, I read the damn book. I don't kind of understand it. Like, man, when I'm reading a Saw book, I got to take my time. I tell them, man, I don't kind of necessarily understand it. I don't stand out here and act like I knew what the hell I was reading. I don't do that. I don't do that. So before I even get inside what's in the books, is that good character or bad character to promote books that you ain't even remotely read and say, this is what you got to start with, you got to do it? Is that good character or bad character, y'all? Y'all gonna beat yourself up in the end, but go ahead.
Okay, so again,
well, you have to also keep in mind that just because someone
was laid for those brothers to act the way they act.
Hold on. Let me bring it back.
You know, I'm conveying in terms of this character, these latest shenanigans that we've been seeing.
Ujawu been predicting this shit.
So I just, for me, I think that the foundation was laid for those brothers to act the way they act. And so I could never be convinced that there are hidden hands all around us. What I mean is there are people, right, that are older than us, supposedly supposed to be wiser than us, behind the scenes actually fueling the fire, like cheering on people, right? And the reason I feel this way, because won't nobody step up and say, hold up, those brothers deserve to put forth scholarship, whether it's right or wrong, and they deserve to have a truly functional discussion. That's what an elder's supposed to do. See, an elder ain't supposed.
So, Elder you done caught yourself again. Asar is supposed to do what he's supposed to do because he's supposed to push the narrative. But it goes back to the point that if you ain't reading the book, you just gonna beat yourself up. You punch drunk off your own shit. And you letting these niggas use you to do it.
Supposed to just be older than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? An elder, there's respect and honor. So like when I go back to my neighborhood, there's a certain level of respect that I command. So like when we get the big gatherings and have the big cookouts, you know what I'm saying? With everybody, we 300-400 people, 300-500 people in the park, you know what I'm saying? And you hold a certain status. And so when the ruckus kind of break out, you know what I'm saying, the elders to step up or the OGs to step up and say, hold on, I know him, that chip that's good. And everybody chill. But if I'm behind the scenes saying, hey, look, man, yeah, go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, then that shit always kick off. Excuse my language.
Oh, okay. So Ken, you behind the scene doing that shit, huh? That's what you're doing? That's what you're doing, you scary ass coward? This what you're doing? You're doing what he's defining you right now.
Break out, you know what I'm saying, the elders to step up or the OGs to step up and say, hold on, I know him, that chip that's good. And everybody chill. But if I'm behind the scenes saying, hey, look, man, yeah, go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, then that shit always kick off. Excuse my language. It kicks off. And I'm saying it is kicked off because no elder will step up and say, hey, I might not agree with them, right? But they're not disrespecting Diop's because he said that. Like Wuja, you can put the statement up 100 times. And back to that again, back to reading books again. Did they really read the book? Because
Whoa. Is you talking about back to reading books again? And niggas that got the book don't want to read the book? Whether it's the Shimsu Heru research team or Illusion Volume 2? Are we back to that? Huh? Let me show y'all something. I'm gonna play a little bit more and then I'm gonna get directly to something that I need y'all to hear.
it's in the book. Did they really study Diop's? They all claim they did. They all claim they studied Dr. Ben. They all claim John Jackson. No matter what y'all say, they actually said out their mouth, and I believe them. That's not good character, really not to study Diop's and then claim Diop's. That's not good. That's not a good example. That's not a good example to set. So now we see why the climate is the way it is, because maybe we just didn't really have good examples.
Okay. So the climate is the way that it is because we don't have good examples. Now, Brother Unc, you have to bear some of the responsibility for the climate being the way that it is. You have to bear, I'm telling you, I'm shooting in that direction and you ain't moving. You either ain't moving because they got your body, they got you linked up to some type of ventriloquy system or something, and they just hiding behind you and they moving your body in certain ways. And I'm trying to do the whatever that movie called where I can shoot the gun by throwing the bullet and making it curve and warrant or wanted or whatever and curve around you and hit them. Go around a whole room and hit them. But some kind of way you keep getting in the way.
I could never, within myself, just sit around, man, and let mayhem run amok, right? And I got the power to say something to chill out. Like, I wouldn't let people continually say that the Amara squad, they disrespecting this, they disrespecting Diop's, when I know damn good well that in his works, he clearly said he appreciates the challenge. Not only from Black people, but from white people. He appreciates the challenge. What type of an elder would I be to sit up and allow that to go on? If I did allow it to go on, I'm hiding my hand, and that's how I really feel. I really feel like they disrespecting Diop's. So I'll just be the bad guy. I'll be the one to say, man, it's deeper than that. So I'm not going to give them the full blame. Why are they able to continually sign in to certain elders' pages? Why are they continue allowed to drop certain names and nobody say nothing? Really? Nah, man. I'm from that place in the world, yo. We ain't buying it. I ain't buying that. No,
well, you also have to keep in mind that they are not scientists. And this is another aspect. So you have academics and non-academics. And then you have scientists and non-scientists. And so, matter of fact, Brother Wujawu, can you go to YouTube?
Hold on, Asar. I don't need
and
you
look up.
Asar, I don't need you to do that. I don't need you to do that, Asar. I need to start making my point.
So I guess Uncle's going come back again. But just to kind of keep the flow of the conversation, there's something else that I wanted to kind of bring up as well. Is this notion?
It's gonna get
personality, and I was explaining the difference between someone who just has a lively personality and then somebody who is bringing this mentality, meaning that they have a fight at every single disagreement because they take the disagreement personal. That's how people on the streets act. You know, any kind of opposition to them is seen as an attack on them personally. And so you have to fight. That's all the streets. But what I'm saying is that doesn't fly in scholarship. You have to act different. Because, you know, you look silly trying to be a thug on paper. And that's assuming that you're actually writing and doing scholarship. But because nowadays the technology has allowed anybody with a camera phone to make a video and call themselves a scholar, now that, you know, saying they want to, instead of trying to do it on paper, like what real scholars do, they want to try to have debates and hash everything out on YouTube as if any scholastic debate has ever been settled by a YouTube debate.
Right.
No, it's settled in academia and it's settled in science, brother.
So you admit it here, Unc. How scholarship works and where it's settled, yet you refuse to participate or partake in it. See, they keep putting you in front of the bullets, bruh. These are your words. Let's continue.
And so I think before I got cut off, yeah, we call it thuggership around here.
Oh, so
thug your way
you
in.
talking about
When you
Netanyahu?
mention your affiliation to certain things,
Can't.
that's not gonna help you around here.
What happened?
And not to mention,
Hold on.
we call it thuggership around here.
Hold on, cause hold on. I need you to be very clear to me on who you talking to, because there's a particular people that do what you call thuggership. And explain what thuggership is. Talk to him,
Right.
bro.
No, it's settled in academia and it's settled in science, brother. And so I think before I got cut off, yeah, we call it thuggership around here. You try to thug your way in. When you mention your affiliation to certain things, that's not gonna help you around here.
You mean like peer review? You mean like the peer review process, or per net peer review, or is that what you're saying? You saying just simply trying to say these affiliates is that? Say it again. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Right.
No, it's settled in academia and it's settled in science, brother. And so I think before I got cut off, yeah, we call it thuggership around here. You try to thug your way in. When you mention your affiliation to certain things, that's not gonna help you around here. And not to mention, nobody's actually scared of that. And the truth is, it's about, you know, intellectual gunfighting, meaning present your argument, present your sources and references, and let it fall, let it fall. And then that's part of the learning experience. I mean, that's my real development and growth started. When I actually could present an argument and somebody could beat it back. You know what I'm saying? Where I was told, well, you need to read certain books. You know, I was told this all the time by the brothers. Okay, well, you know, because I deal with the classics, but the classics ain't enough. And I mentioned the classics earlier. That's just not enough. That is your starting point right there. That is all our starting point. So I talked about how people made a claim about the Masi in Africa being homosexual, like dealing with having sex with little boys, and this happened during a certain time period when the king was going through something like that. And so what you do is you literally put that in Google Books, and you can actually trace the claim, right? And you keep and you'll see people sourcing. You'll start to find people sourcing the same thing over and over again. You can actually find the person that actually first made that claim, and then you get to that person to figure out, well, what type of contact did he actually have with the Mossy? Where's his writings at? What did he do? Right? And after you look into all that, you realize that that was a lone person who didn't actually stay with the tribe, right? And they had heard that's basically what was going on. So they didn't really do the real anthropological study on it. And so you could really just, it's called chasing the claims then.
Hold on. So you're explaining chasing the claims down, and you're going through how certain things transpire and how we get to the bottom of what's going on. You telling this right now, and the people that's hiding behind you ain't picking up what you putting down. So you're being the smartest person in the room again. That's what you being. You being the smartest person in the room. And what did you tell me about being the smartest person in the room? You need to what? You need to get out the goddamn room.
And I talked about how you start off with a source, and that's just the beginning part of it. Then you got to vet and critique the sources.
Whoa, hold up. See, ladies and gentlemen, I have now arrived at the period of this particular conversation where he's about to substantiate everything that I've been saying this entire time. I'm going to run it back, and I'm going to let him run amok, and I'm going to play it again until you fully understand what the hell is going on.
People sourcing the same thing over and over again. You can actually find the person that actually first made that claim. And then you get to that person to figure out, well, what type of contact did he actually have with the Mossy? Where's his writings at? What did he do? Right? And after you look into all that, you realize that that was a lone person who didn't actually stay with the tribe, right? And they had heard that's basically what was going on. So they didn't really do the real anthropological study on it. And so you could really just, it's called chasing the claims then. And I talked about how you start off with a source, and that's just the beginning part of it. Then you got to vet and critique the sources. And so, I don't think people aren't even willing to go that far, because the first thing you got to do is a literature review.
Whoa.
Right? And so you review all.
Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm telling y'all, let me put this pimping in it.
And references. And
He has allowed anybody with a camera phone to make a video and call themselves a scholar. Now that, they want to, instead of trying to do it on paper, like what real scholars do, they want to try to have debates and hash everything out on YouTube as if any scholastic debate has ever been settled by a YouTube debate.
Right.
No, it's settled in academia and it's settled in science, really. And so I think before I got cut off, we call that thuggership around here. You try to thug your way in, where you mention your affiliation to certain things. That's not going to help you around here. And not to mention, nobody's actually scared of that. And the truth is, it's about, intellectual gunfighting. Meaning, present your argument, present your sources and references, and let it fall, and then that's part of.
So, for the pseudo killers, these rules don't apply, right? Because they're not scholarly, or they don't possess the abilities to claim to be scholarly. Like, what's going on with the pseudo killers? They don't have to adhere to all the other methods and rules of scholarship that every other group has to adhere to. Like, for some reason, all of this just skips them. So they can hide behind the one person who know how to do all of the things that you're getting ready to mention. And they don't have to demonstrate. They don't have to literature review. They don't have to do none of that. But they can talk all the shit they want to about all this information and make it seem like they're right and mislead and misguide in all different directions. So they're just gonna thug it through. Go ahead. Explain it,
I mean, it settles in science, really. And so I think before I got cut off, yeah, we call that thuggership around here. You try to thug your way in, where you mention your affiliation to certain things. That's not gonna help you around here. And not to mention, nobody's actually scared of that. And the truth is, it's about, intellectual gunfighting, meaning present your argument, present your sources and references, and let it fall where it fall. And then that's part of the learning experience. I mean, that's my real development and growth started. When I actually could present an argument and somebody could beat it back. You know what I'm saying? Where I was told, well, you need to read certain books. I was told this all the time by the brothers. Okay, well, because I deal with the classics, but the classics ain't enough. And I mentioned the classics earlier. That's just not enough. That is your starting point right there. That is all our starting point. So I talked about how people made a claim about the Masi in Africa being homosexual, like dealing with having sex with little boys. And this happened during a certain time period when the king was going through something like that. And so what you do is you literally put that in Google Books, and you can actually trace the claim, right? And you keep, and you'll see people sourcing, you'll start to find people sourcing the same thing over and over again. You can actually find the person that actually first made that claim. And then you get to that person to figure out, well, what type of contact did he actually have with the Masi? Where's his writings at? What did he do? Right? And after you look into all that, you realize that was a lone person who didn't actually stay with the tribe, right? And they had heard that's basically what was going on. So they didn't really do the real anthropological study on it. And so you could really just, it's called chasing the claims then. And I talk about how you start off with a source, and that's just the beginning part of it. Then you got to vet and critique the sources. And so, I don't think people aren't even willing to go that far, because the first thing you got to do is a literature review, right? And so you review all the available information. Like right now, what I'm doing is I'm listening to a lot of podcasts on anti-vaccinations. And I felt like this is important to listen to and read and digest all the information that's against vaccines, right? I think this is important because it helps you know what the arguments are. It gives you a chance to see the other people's side of it. And where we have the advantage of right now, Asar and them already know the other side of it. And this is the point that I think everybody's actually...
Hold up. Wait a minute. What the fuck did you just say? What did you just say? Before you get to the really good part at the 1 hour and 30 minute mark, what did you just say?
See the other people's side of it. And where we have the advantage of right now, Asar and them already know the other side of it. And this is the point that I think everybody is actually missing. That literature review, right? Reviewing the other side and what the other people said. So it came as a surprise to those who claim to be avid DI followers when Asana was able to show you the actual dictionary reference that Diop's actually used. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Right. Because that comes from looking at the other side. I learned early on with dealing with Asana and them, Wu Johnson, Jay and them. God damn it, you better look at the other side of it. Okay, you don't just think, well, okay, evolution is this because of this. What about the arguments against evolution? No. Okay, so what about the arguments against such and such? What about that aspect of it? So this side has actually done that, to the surprise of a lot of people. The problem is the other side hasn't looked at what's on this side.
Hold on.
First of all,
so hold on. Run that back. Talk to your team, bruh. They don't listen to nobody else, but maybe they'll listen to you.
all that, you realize that that was a lone person who didn't actually stay with the tribe, right? And they had heard that's basically what was going on. So they didn't really do the real anthropological study on it. And so you could really just, it's called chasing the claims then. And I talk about how you start off with a source, and that's just the beginning part of it. Then you got to vet and critique the sources. And so, I don't think people aren't even willing to go that far, because the first thing you got to do is a literature review, right? And so you review all the available information. Like right now, what I'm doing is I'm listening to a lot of podcasts on anti-vaccinations. And I felt like this is important to listen to and read and digest all the information that's against vaccines, right? I think this is important because it helps you know what the arguments are. It gives you a chance to see the other people's side of it. And where we have the advantage of right now, some of them already know the other side of it. And this is the point that I think everybody is actually missing. That literature.
So if Asar and them, as you stated, already knows the other side of the argument, why do you have Team Osiris on a panel? Because this falls right in line with not only the meaning of the place name Kemet, but other linguistic work. Why do you have them on a panel if they already know the other side of the argument? Why are you so steadfast going against reading Asar's work when you know they already read the other side of the argument? Who has dirt on you that you can't break away from their pseudoisms that has you entrenched in trying to save them or that group? Because the other group that died 3 years ago, you just tried to resurrect them today. So you're trying to stop them from meeting that same fate and falling off into the dark side. Okay. Because they're atheists. Is that what it is? What do they have on you, bro?
See the other people's side of it. And where we have the advantage of right now, some of them already know the other side of it. And this is the point that I think everybody is actually missing. That literature review, right? Reviewing the other side and what the other people said.
So you just admitted to yourself that you ain't did a thorough literature review, and this is what's missing in the entire argument. Until you read Asar's work, you cannot stand on your square and be talking to Joseph Greenberg anything.
So it came as a surprise to those who claim to be avid DI followers when Asana was able to show you that.
Sundiata, you said that? I didn't say that. I mean, we've been saying that, but you said it, and I ain't bringing it back up.
Actual dictionary reference that Diop's actually used. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. Right. Because that comes from looking at the other side. I learned early on with dealing with Asar and them, Wu Johnson, Jay and them. God damn it, you better look at the other side of it. Okay, you don't.
Chavis, has Unc looked at the other side? Okay, I'm gonna continue.
Don't just think, well, okay, evolution is this because of this. What about the arguments against evolution? No. Okay, so what about the arguments against such and such? What about that aspect of it? So this side has actually done that, to the surprise of a lot of people. The problem is the other side hasn't looked at what's on this side. First of all, what's on this side in that particular subject is groundbreaking. Second point is, I call it the racism, white supremacy in your mind, because you can't even fathom that an individual or a group of individuals are able to be at the forefront of something dealing with Black people. See, y'all talk it, but y'all can't feel it and y'all can't see it. And when y'all see it,
y'all automatically attack it because that's the racist white supremacy mind you got.
Oh,
let me slow it down for you. What I'm saying is,
so you saying that the pseudo killers got that racist white supremacy mindset. See, I told you after hour and 30 it get real good. You know what I'm saying? It get real good. And I hate to draw this out. Oh yeah, what a tangle web we weave when we practice to deceive. Yeah, buddy.
let me slow it down for you. What I'm saying is that the fact that the brother has actually put forth an original idea, because that's what we do in academia. We put together original concepts.
So he just said that's what we do in academia. We put together, brother Bobby Banging Unc West said we put together original. We listen to him, y'all. I told you this hour and 30-minute mark of this video is classical. Even before that. But this is the period where we winding down and we calling you niggas out. Stop hiding behind Unc. He ain't who you think he is. This is Unc West. The nigga you got right now that y'all hide behind, y'all got something on him. I don't know what y'all got on him. I don't know what y'all got on him. Whatever it is, I don't even care. We want the old Unc back. Y'all have pseudo-rized our Unc West. I want my friend back. Let's cook.
People. The problem is the other side hasn't looked at what's on this side. First of all, what's on this side in that particular subject is groundbreaking. Second point is, I call it the racism, white supremacy in your mind, because you can't even fathom that an individual or a group of individuals are able to be at the forefront of something dealing with black people. See, y'all talk it, but y'all can't feel it and y'all can't see it. And when y'all see it, y'all automatically attack it because that's the racist white supremacy mind you got. Let me slow it down for you. What I'm saying is that the fact that brother has actually put forth an original idea, because that's what we do in academia. We put together original concepts, right? And we study them, right? You can't handle the fact that there's an original concept going out there on what the place name really means. And it ain't a white boy. And it ain't in the white boy dictionary. It's not there. It's not in the German dictionary. It's not in the Walter Bush. No, you gotta find it amongst Wu-John now. That's where you find it at.
Oh.
And y'all hate that part of it. That's the part y'all hate.
Oh, some hate going on. It's some hate going on. I told y'all, man. I told y'all at the 1:30 mark of this video, it get real interesting. So much so that I can't let it just go out before the conversation is handed to Ujawu. But I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him go. Let's see where he go with this.
People. The problem is the other side hasn't looked at what's on this side. First of all, what's on this side in that particular subject is groundbreaking. Second point is, I call it the racism, white supremacy in your mind, because you can't even fathom that an individual or a group of individuals are able to be at the forefront of something dealing with black people. See, y'all talk it, but y'all can't feel it and y'all can't see it. And when y'all see it, y'all automatically attack it because that's the racist white supremacy mind you got. Let me slow it down for you. What I'm saying is that the fact that the brother has actually put forth an original idea, because that's what we do in academia. We put together original concepts, right? And we study them, right? You can't handle the fact that there's an original concept going out there on what the place name really means. And it ain't a white boy. And it ain't in the white boy dictionary. It's not there. It's not in the German dictionary. It's not in the Walter Bush. No, you gotta find it amongst Wu-John now. That's where you find it at. And y'all hate that part of it. That's the part y'all hate. And that's the part that y'all really can't stand. And I'm starting to think that, man, you know what, man? The elders don't like that neither. I'm going to call it what they call it where I'm from. Man, stop hating. Don't hate, just participate. Love the fact that we standing on your shoulders. Love the fact that we on your side. Love the fact that we love Diop just as much as you do. Love that. But we love Diop so much, right, that we want to further the research. We love Ivan so much that we want to further research and look back and say, well, based off of what we got now, based off of modern DNA, based off of the development of the skin map, based off of these scientific sources, we realize that a lot of what Ivan and them wrote back when they was wrong. Dr. Ben was on that too. There's a video out there floating around where he talks about the Native Americans being African and all that. Yeah, that's Dr. Ben. I love him. But on that point, he wrong as 2 left feet.
So he got that from Ivan Van Sertima, and you would also hear him say, well, you know, he agreed, but he would also say that I'm not the expert. You would have to talk to Van Sertima. So he even recognized the limitation that he's just in general agreement, but for those details to argue, you have to talk to Van Sertima. So he had that level of integrity that he knew his limitation. Go ahead.
Well, let me. Can I say? I want to interject real quick because this is something Asar addressed a second ago. I think while you were gone, is that you have people in our community that for some reason they will misconstrue what you actually say, and they will create their own argument and put the argument together, something that you didn't say, and then argue or question about what they made up.
They just did that shit about me on the show the other day. And Haskell went over there and argued against them and said, no, y'all got Sean all wrong. They did that on numerous occasions over and over. And yet other people have to pinpoint that out to them that no, Sean ain't making no claims. Chavis ain't making no claims. He's identifying what they are actually claiming and then building on that going forward. There's problems here. Let me get this 135. Let me get to 135, man. I don't know if somebody on the panel. Nope, it's just me. Okay.
And so, for example, someone
is it? Did somebody have on this panel? Nope. All right, okay, cool. Let's go.
Asked in the chat, how is it that you are top-notch scholars when you haven't debated on a national level? Now, no one at no time in this broadcast or whatever has made the claim that we are top-notch scholars. And so this is what is meant when we call it red herring. Asar described it earlier. And so I implore people, please, please, to study logical fallacies, the informal logical fallacies. You can Google it, study it, and try your best to avoid committing the violations of those logical fallacies. Actually listen to what people say, try to comprehend what people say, and don't start off at the start of a conversation as an adversary or as an opponent. Try to sync your mind with the person. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Try to sync your mind with the person to understand what they're saying first before opening your mouth or moving your fingers. And so we have to have this understanding because a lot of time is wasted to straighten out people's misconstruing of these statements that are never made or whatever the case is. All right. Because if we spend our time addressing red herrings and logical fallacies, no real work will be done. So I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out because that was a comment that I just now saw in the chat, and I wanted to nip it in the bud now because those are the kind of things that grow legs, and they happen consistently in the community.
So yeah, like I can only attribute that to just hating. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a top spot, and y'all might take it with that. Like, how dare you be able to do some research we ain't never heard of. How dare you be able to do that? Man, that's racism, white supremacy, man, where they felt like black.
So, you participating in racism, white supremacy? I just thought I'd ask that question.
People, the African man African man and woman weren't equal, weren't on par. That's called scientific racism, man. Y'all literally practicing scientific racism because that's what they talked about until Charles Darwin, Albert Churchwood came through. Albert Churchwood, the Victorian scientist. Charles Darwin.
He just gave you an example of Darwin breaking from the consensus and coming through with some important information to bring forth what he just did. So what I wanted y'all to do with this particular juncture is everything that I've said to you before over the last week or 2 weeks. I allowed him to come back behind me and reiterate those same exact things to strengthen my position through his example.
He's one of the first ones to say, well, based off of extinct ancestors, you know what I'm saying? I bet you the continent of Africa is where humanity started at. They pointed people in that direction. You know what I'm saying? That's just hate, though. Y'all just hating on that. Like groundbreaking. I mean, but ain't that what we here to do? We never was here to keep reading. Watch this. Man, God, and Civilization by John G. Jackson. Civilization of Barbarism and Authentic Anthropology. Chigat Diaz. Black Man, the Nile and his family. Africa, the mother of Western civilization. Destruction of black civilization. Okay, we read it. Golden Age of the Moors. By the way, it never was an age called that. That's just the title of the book. I just thought y'all need to know that. Because that's where the Arabs reached their one and only golden age in science. You like it or you don't. That's what it is. I mean, we wasn't supposed to just keep reading those. We were supposed to challenge that, right? Pick out, look at the scholarship, see if it's accurate, so we can get an accurate account. This is really what the conscious community was really for. At least, which I thought it was for, to be able to give an accurate account of African peoples as they traverse around the world. Who they are, what they are, the who, what, when, where, and why. That's what I thought the conscious community would go for. Because whether you like it or not, they're not going to take the time in the public school system, in the private school system. They're not going to take the time because we do live in America and American history prevails. They're not going to take the time to give you an in-depth look on Chinese history, African history, Australian history. You would have to go to college, the next level, to get that, whether y'all like it or not. Then you can start getting into those particular studies. But most of us don't even make it to college. Some of us ain't even finished high school, right? So you wasn't getting that. You're not, whether you like it or not, no, they're not going to give you an in-depth study of Africa in high school. You lost your mind. If you even thought that's what they was going to do. So they never was going to do that. So the conscious community was basically for those who maybe, didn't go to college, maybe, right? Or went to college and wasn't aware of those resources about African people, because really all the information is in the book. I mean, in the library. It ain't that they hide it from us. It's in a secret vault called the library, y'all. So the conscious community make you aware of those real resources, supposedly, right? And give you an accurate account and depiction of their history. Somewhere the shit went wrong. And I am telling you, man, it went wrong when the people that was following those who wrote these great books here, the Chancellor Williams, the Dr. Benz, the Diops, and the John Jacksons, when they actually stopped writing themselves, I'm going to say it again, the people that was actually following these brothers actually wasn't really putting out any real works to be critiqued. It really wasn't, y'all. And they actually didn't, I say they couldn't, they didn't understand, and they probably didn't read the books that they were spoken to us. Saul will say, nah, they just didn't agree with it, right? And I find it completely bananas
for you to be a student of Dr. Ben, Sick Andy Diaz, John D. Jackson, and turn around and tell me evolution ain't real. I'm just thinking you ain't made the damn, or your level of understanding just wasn't there. I don't know. I know you got a good excuse for them, Wuja. I know.
So, bring me your teachers. Go watch it for yourself. I ain't got to do no more talking. I'm gonna let Bobby Banger educate everybody on your behalf. You're going to feel the wrath of the pseudo killer assassin. Because I'm not playing the games. Now, not one time in this entire build, or even in the repeats and the rewinds, did you hear the words experts come out of Unk's mouth. No time. He said all it takes is intelligence. This ain't rocket science. He said that you need to do a literature review. Everything, he showed you how to critique sources. He showed you how to chase down claims. He demonstrated everything that I've been saying these Negroes don't do. He said everything. And this is why I say they hide behind them. He didn't say bow down to a single expert this entire time. Not once at all. This is the wrath. I told you. When you use him to get your point across, it solidifies your position. It solidifies your position. For those of you who missed the build earlier today, I wish you would go back and watch that build wholeheartedly. Leave a comment, do something. I paid for that shenanigans. I paid for the shenanigans. You know, the true origins of monkeypox, a response to Sarasu and Seti. I need you to go back and watch that last build. For those of you who may have missed it. For those of you who are just here to hear me talk shit, I am not talking shit about him. I am not even going down that path at all. Yeah, he's a member of the pseudo killers, but he's collateral. It's collateral at this particular juncture. It's collateral because I have to use him to get him out of the tangled web he's weaved himself into. And this is how you have the wrath of the pseudo killer assassin. And now you have the foundation of what they should have been built on demonstrated here today, because in 2019 they were formulating at that juncture, at that period. There was formulations. You had everybody in that chat at this particular juncture. You know, the dude who talk crazy, you know what I'm saying, talk about I switched up or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. You had him over there. Like, you had a stockpile of people over there. Look in the chat. Rich, you see him? He be hopping on panels now. Didn't before, but he does now. Said I switched. I ain't never switched. I stayed on cold, homie. I stayed on cold, homie. How did I stay on code? I just showed you how I stayed on code because I just played word for word where you're supposed to be at in this information. You see the familiar faces. Even Behudet was over there. We ain't seen him in a while. He don't, he ain't rock with all that. It don't stop. Y'all don't listen. It don't stop. There's another intricate piece in here where I can go back to. There you go. Look at that. As you were in the chat, I can go back and I can let him get these dudes to work again. But I don't have to do that at this juncture. I dropped the link at the chat. And see, this is why this is why it's critical. She said, so I'm still confused. Follow the science and evidence or follow the experts. I'm so confused. Exactly. But I just had him sit here and tell you that it's not rocket science. All it takes is an intelligent person. You have to qualify the expert. You could be talking to an expert who doesn't bring the evidence. They could be speaking from their opinion and their experience. They could be speaking roughly from their experience. Mind you, experts can be biased. Experts can be bought. Politicians buy experts. That's why you got to go behind their work. You follow the science, you don't follow the person. I'm going to say it again. You follow the science, you don't follow the person. And we don't have we don't have experts that are doing the things that they're doing. So, and when I'm saying doing the things that they're doing, there's experts out there. There's people that are have PhDs in a certain field, but they're speaking in the field of other things that they don't have a PhD in. And then you have a group of people who don't know how to identify that, and they'll call them an expert, not knowing that their expertise is in another field. For instance, you'll have someone who's a biologist, right, talking about virology, but he has a PhD. He's got a PhD next to his name, but you never qualified his credentials. His credentials is in another field. Yet, because you seen PhD, you thought that he was something else. I'm gonna give you another example. I'm gonna break that a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit more distorted. Chiropractor. I did this show on the same channel. Chiropractor has a PhD. Chiropractor. He's talking about the damn vaccines. How is a chiropractor giving medical advice? I mean, giving immunological or virological evidence. I mean, making an argument for that stuff. He's a chiropractor. He's not an immunologist. He's not a virologist. He's not an epidemiologist. He ain't even in none of those fields. Yet he's trying to act like he's doing epidemiological work, immunological work, and virological work. And he's a chiropractor. He's got doctor in front of his name. Yes, he's always said this. And now he's no longer saying this. He's saying, we lead you to the experts. This is verbiage of his clan that he's trying to save. He's put so much energy into protecting them that them suckers can't stand on their own. Them suckers can't stand on they own. You just heard him talk about Asar's Asar and the Shimshu Heru research team's groundbreaking original research that was brought to the community by a black man. Because it's not a white man, a black man did it. And that we should be applauding Asar and the Shimshu Heru research team for bringing forth this groundbreaking idea. And now we fast forwarded 2 years later, and there's all kind of goddamn problems with the idea that was brought forth by Asar Himotep and the Shimshu Heru research team, even though they did the literature review and the work on what it is that they're arguing for. And then you turn right back around and say, well, I ain't did the literature review myself on the subject. So I need you to show me 10 people that agree with Asar. Instead of you learning how to do the work on the subject or putting your energy into that literature review and going the distance with that, Wu Jawu, I need you to give me 10 people that agree with Asar, linguists. And then you start making demands and things of that nature. That's not Unc. You just heard, I just played y'all who Unc is, what Unc stands on, and what he built his platform around. Who you're seeing today can change, but who you're seeing today is not even a mirroring image of the person that stood on science, that understand what science requires from us, and how we can use our own intelligence to help us properly understand the experts and how they arrive at their conclusions, so that we know how the science works and how the subject matter is advanced. I just want my friend back. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting for the sanity of my friend at this point, because I feel like it's, part of it is lost in the realm of pseudoisms and the same behaviors of lazy ass niggas who rubbing off on him, making him lazier. He wasn't never this lazy. The dude was always mentally sharp and prepared to always be ready to argue certain things. And now he's at war over some shit he was supporting. How do you go to war over some shit you was supporting, bro? Like supporting from the gist of understanding that these people did some original research and brought it forth to the community on our own merit, and that's something to get behind. And at the same time, provided you with the tools and method on how I arrived at such a conclusion, and you ignored all of that because you didn't want to do a literature review. He has become a muppet, a puppet. They're hiding behind him. Move his ass out of the way. They supposed to be grown men, every last one of them, individuals, grown men and women, grown men should be able to stand on their own merit and face the scrutiny. You want issues, you got smoke. You don't need 6 people on a panel to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody if you really got some anna with them. If you got issues with some work, you could get the work. Don't go hiding behind people. Where's your work at? Don't come to me with your little 3 JSTOR articles from 3 different supposedly experts on the subject matter, and then you've read them or people have highlighted certain shit for you, and you ain't prepared to actually demonstrate. You're just prepared to regurgitate. Stop hiding behind Brother Unc. He can't save you this time. The wrath is on your black ass. He just re-educated y'all in this last hour and some change on what you should be doing as an intelligent person. He didn't say go find the best experts he didn't say go find the experts and just listen to the experts. No, that's not what he said. He said you need to go through these particular steps to qualify your sources and to validate them with evidence. Let the evidence lead you. He didn't say let the opinion of a person or the expertise of a person lead you. He said let the evidence be your guide. And then you do a shit show with Team Osiris, knowing that there's some energy on that. Never mind. Whatever. Look, man, I'm gonna drop this one more time, man. I know the numbers have kind of climbed up because they think that it's mess, but it is what it is. Go tap in and watch The Origins of Monkeypox. Why SETI is wrong. Go check that out. For those of y'all who love the drama and the bullshit, I'm pretty sure that you're going to look at this over and over again. I don't know if anyone has questions, comments, concerns, or whatever the case may be. You can tap in. But if many of y'all tapped in because possibly are they still alive or no? Anyone knows? Anyone knows if they're live or not? Or did they start playing this live just so they can have something new to talk about? Pure Black. No. Bruh, you need to check the video out. Don't do that. Check the video out. Oh, that's why a few more people came in because they video. Well, it is what it is at this point. Oh, that's why you came over here because they video over. Oh, okay. Because you know them your people, you gonna rock out over there now. You gonna support that all up. But these niggas gotta stop hiding behind Unc at this juncture. You can't hide behind them no more. Stand on your own merit. What do you know? I'm tired of hearing what Unc know and what y'all willing to hide behind. What do you know? It's been a couple of years and we still don't even know what the hell any of y'all know. If I ask people about each individual person and what they know, none of us will know. We wouldn't even be able to, with confidence, speak to what you know. No, I'm just messing with you. Look at you, getting emotional. Look at you, getting emotional. Just playing. Pure Black says Corey knows body language. That's a fact. He made that known. He made it known that he knows body language. As pseudo as that shit is, he knows it. Come on, man, be specific. That's it. That's all we got. One person that claimed to know something. I mean, they already all admitted to working out their pseudoisms. So that's that. Asar just got bodied. Blackology is over. Get him out of here. Yeah, we know that's cap. Is that what they said? Yeah, Sheffer knows that. We know, yeah. I'm talking about the subject matters, man. I ain't talking about the from West Africa. Kenneth, did they read Asar's book? Have they read the book? You see what I'm saying? Like they keep saying that they getting things out of here and ain't nobody read no books. It's all appeal to the emotions of a people. There's no demonstration. Teddy said that he was over there peeping game and there was no demonstration, so he left. But I know you just joined, so I know that you was over there. So when you catch this replay, let's see how you feel after this replay. You gonna get some straightening. What I'm saying to you is this. We don't know what they know because they hide behind Unc. Until they come from behind Unc and they actually start demonstrating what they do know, it ain't no need for me to pay attention to them. And if they entertain y'all is one thing. I'm just gonna put them in the same category as SETI and all them other pseudo ass niggas. If they can't demonstrate, they can't demonstrate. I left when they let Melvin bitch ass on the panel. Yeah, well, you know, Melvin and I didn't know he was still Team Osiris. I know they had some personal stuff. But that's you know, Melvin all right. I know you and him beefing, but you know what I'm saying? Melvin kind of exposes himself at times too, because what you just seen was a panel full of two teams that are about to be obsolete. Two teams that hate Asar Imhotep and Wujawu. Yep, pretty much. That's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is simply this. They don't like Asar. Never liked them. Argue with him for 7 years. Asar wanted to debate him. Wujawu wanted to debate him, and them niggas ran. That was Team Osiris. Same thing with the Pseudo Killers. Wujawu want to debate him. Asar want to debate him, and them bitch ass niggas is running. Yep. And that's what it is. They running and niggas is hiding behind Unc. I clearly have separated Unc from the Pseudo Killers. I'm gonna say it again. I have clearly separated him from them. He's not that. Right. If Joshua Kane, you give respect to Joshua Kane because he was the only person from that side that actually had a conversation with Asar, and yeah, Asar did pack him up. But you get a bro some confidence and shout outs for coming through and standing on the square. But Asar did kind of put his hand, you know, intellectually dominated that conversation in command of the subject matter because Kane wasn't really adept to what was transpiring. And see, people forget that. And then when they have shows like this, right? They have shows like the show that they had, and then it gets muddy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Is this yeah, I got a saw on this one. This is when it gets muddy. People forget that we got playlists. And this is why we can go back in time, right? We can go back in time. We can go and deal with this, right? Shout out to Asar for having your boy on the panel too. Much love. But you know, let me go in the crate. Let's show y'all something. This the funny part. Is they act like this don't even exist. They act like it don't exist, like we can't go back and do this. You see this right here? You see this right here. They act
Peace
like
and blessings, family. This is your brother Asar M. Hotep with the Madhu Andela Institute for the Advancement of Science and Culture. And this is another conversation with Brother Asar. Today we have a different type of show. We have a special guest with us, Brother Joshua Kane from the Team Osiris. And we are going to discuss a video that he made in 2017 concerning my book of 2016 called Nesubiti King.
Hold up. My thing tripping real hard. Give me a second. But this just goes to show what I'm actually talking about. People act like we can't go back to this conversation and deal with the whole Team Osiris mumbo jumbo. Yeah, see, you know, we act like that doesn't exist. We act like it doesn't exist. Y'all forgot this. I'm gonna remind y'all. Y'all forgot this. I'm gonna remind y'all. Watch this. Joshua came to talk. Asar came to demonstrate. Look, illusion on the way.
I can't hear the video. Okay, I'm pressing play right now. So, oh, and I'm starting from, we're skipping the small part of their intro. And so I'm just starting when he's about to start the first part of his conversation.
See, Proto, like Proto language, that means the first and foremost of a certain language group, or Proto culture, that means the first and foremost the birth of a culture. So moving right along. All right, page 6.
Okay, y'all said yes, y'all can hear it, but it's low volume. On my end, it's a little low. Be a little time delay.
The study of Sumerian, because of the lack of known cognate tongues, and because Sumerian died out thousands of years ago, it is extremely difficult to establish a reliable grammar or lexicon of the language. And that's number one. Number two, Proto-Bantu, which is the language he's trying.
And this is the book under conversation as we speak. Nesubiti King in Ancient Egyptian, a lesson in paronymy leadership.
Watch Asar respond.
So
I kind of skipped to it because I ain't
for each one of his arguments, I named it argument 1, usually with the timestamp on it. And so we're dealing with Hermstein and Sumerian. And his name is Hermel Hermstein. And so these are 2, he's actually written 3, a part 2 to this one. But the book under consideration that he mentioned was Black Sumer, The African Origins of Civilization, and Black Sumer, The Physical Evidence, part 1. And so or I should say volume 1 in this series deals with the linguistic evidence. And so parts 1 and 2, or volumes 2 and 3 in this series, deal with the physical evidence for his argument. And just wanted to say that, you know, there are a number of scholars who have connected Bantu with Sumerian And Reverend Wagner is one. This was one of the earlier texts from 1935. This was also consulted in Nesubiti. We also have Dr. G.J.K. Campbell Dunn, who has written a Sumerian comparative grammar and a Sumerian comparative dictionary, both released at the same time in 2009. What I wanted to address here is it's a logical fallacy that he executed. And so when you're making critiques on someone's work, you have to have the skill set and the ability to actually do the work to falsify the claim. You can't falsify the claim by simply appealing to authority. And that's what you will see all throughout his text. So when he tried to dismiss Hermstein's arguments or the use of his text, he not once tried to falsify any of the data in the text. He just said,
y'all can go back and watch this, man. I'm not gonna put anybody through this, but what I'm going to tell you is that that whole show has been a show before. And the only reason that is nowadays saying we're pointing you in the direction of the experts is because he's trying to give validity to his team. He's trying to justify their scholastic shortcomings and the fact that they don't know methodology and that they have all of these handicaps. He's pacifying their behavior by saying, well, we're still showing you the experts, but they don't know if the fucking experts are right and exact. They don't know how to prove if the experts are right and exact because they don't know how the expert works is shown. They don't, even if it's showing on the screen, they don't know what it looks like for them and how did they arrive to what they arrived to. They just basically skip over all of that shit and say, well, they concluded that X, Y, and Z. So when you hear the whole expert mumbo jumbo bullshit, it is to justify the shortcomings of his team. They are not academically equipped and won't be academically equipped to involve themselves in discussions that require training. So when you see this, well, the experts this, the experts that, that is some argumentative iPhone chat argument shit that they've been having for the last 6 or 7 months about certain shit, and then he's absorbed and adapted to that bullshit and accepted it and says, you know what, yeah, I'm a yield the floor to that, and then just say the experts. No, this shit has everything to do with handicaps. Ain't nobody gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I ain't attacking people individually. I mean, listen, I've separated from the pseudo killers. He's not a pseudo killer to me. Unc is over here. The rest of them niggas is over there. You take Unc out of the equation, you don't have nothing. If you think you got something, let's see them all stand on their own merit. Who first? Who's first? See, many people skipped out on the Asar lesson, or who wasn't in the community during the time that Asar actually did this bill with Joshua Kane a few years ago. And this is the fundamental foundation of the Team Osiris's arguments against Asar Imhotep. If they failed a few years ago, why the hell do they still have merit today? So for any of you who actually want to catch Asar's bill, you actually can go on his channel and you actually can get into that. But what I'm trying to tell you is simply don't buy the expert mumbo jumbo. That is to pacify those dudes shortcomings. I know earlier I called them bitches or whatever the hell I called them. They ain't bitches. As men, they're not bitches. They're not. Individually, they're fathers. You know what I mean? They're providers. They're that. And Kent might be, because he got so much to say. Cedric might, nah, he's just ignorant. But, you know what I'm saying? If I rescind anything, I rescind using the bitch word. I don't rescind nothing else. All shots fired. So I ain't calling them that. I'm going to take that back. I ain't taking it out of the bill, but I'm taking that back. But the rest of everything else stands as stated. Individually, who the hell are you? We don't know who you are. You come among us through Unc West because of your atheism. It couldn't be for science because none of y'all adhere to the scientific method or the scientific models or the scientific steps that are required for you to do science. So you're not scientific advocate. You're not science advocates. You're here due to your atheism. You're among us because of your atheism. Not your work. None of you have done any work. And when I say none of you, exclude, I need to exclude CK. Y'all know I ain't talking about CK. Y'all know I ain't talking about Vance. Exclude Vance, exclude CK. Vance and CK. Malcolm, I don't know if he clings to that. Exclude. Exclude. If they are pseudo killers, exclude them. You haven't seen Malcolm on that channel, but exclude them. Who are you? What is your purpose for being in this community? Why did you come among us? What are you going to provide us that we can cling to be able to help us move knowledge forward and solve real world problems? We need to know why you're here. We allowed you to be among us for quite some time without properly qualifying each and every single one of you who have something to say on every said subject. Who are you? Where is your work? What have you contributed? Where are you on any subject matter? Why are you there? What material have you read? Where's this thousands of dollars of library material that you claim to have? Where is that? Demonstration beats conversation. We would like to see something for once. No depending on Unc for setting the show up, for reading the sources or sharing his screen. Where y'all at? Y'all had all kind of opinions on every subject matter, using everyone else for spinoff shows. Where is your original work? What can you stand on your own merit? Each individually one of y'all. We only seen one other presentation on that platform, and that was Sheffrin's presentation. And I applauded him for actually even doing a presentation. Many people don't even know that he did a presentation before. I didn't go critique it and break it down and slice it up or none of that. I just let it rock out and stayed right there with it was and moved on from it. But we are done just accepting people among us, and for them to get close enough to feel like you're family and you're one of us and you're not one of us. Because we all adhere to the same rules of science, whether it's the SESU, Kofi Pasai Research Team, the Amara Squad, the Mossy Warrior Clan, everyone, Voices of Fire, everyone in the family has to adhere to the same rules. Because you're affiliated with someone that's in those circles, we've allowed you to come among us and not adhere to those same rules. And now you're trying to give us this new rule called we're pointing you in the direction of the experts, versus us having to go back and learn and be autodidactic in our learning and train ourselves to understand these methods and models so that we can know how this shit works. It's over for that. Stand on business.
I think oftentimes when people hear me and see me, they think that I'm a fool. They think that somehow or another I've lost my mind, that I'm not down with the in crowd. They've said that nobody would love me and that I'm an outcast. But let me say this here now. We can be clear about anything. Please let me be clear about this. And I pray that it's received and understood. I don't want to be one of you. I don't want to be one of you weak men, weak people.
For my brother,
I'd rather
Kendrick
die. Death is welcome rather than to call myself you spineless black men.
Side-high, I ain't your traditional. Rapper smoking medicinal, stayed in detention. Life is all about principle, cynical ass niggas. Sorry that I offended you. I bring something different while niggas sounding identical. I'd rather drown in a swimming pool than to let you imbeciles stop me from topping my pinnacle. Try me blocked by the genitals, trust me, it's not intentional. It's the difference between a gangster and a criminal. Cause real gangsters can't do Breakfast Club interviews. A lot of you niggas don't own a business suit. A slave for every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoe. But anywho, got your bitch walking around like she winning pool with no bottoms on, just the top of her swimming suit. What you gon' say when the niggas gon' try to get at you? Them in what army, or you just talking in general? Cause in the end, we all gon' die like them Seminoles, nigga. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak.
I look at the sorry state of black men in America today, the destruction of the family, the loss of integrity. When as a young boy, black shot down every day for years without stopping, when I look at what we are as black people, I'd rather be dead than to continue to live against such.
Y'all ain't trying to start a revolution. Y'all looking for a restitution. Niggas kill each other every day and ain't no evolution. My partner shot 100 niggas and it was never proven. We just labeled him a gangster and kept it moving. Let me give you the same outcome, separate shooting. A white man kill a black, we holler persecution. So instead of looting, it's time to find some better schooling. You can act like y'all don't understand when I'm elocuting. Did I stutter? I was never Reuben. Y'all ain't no Black Panthers. You wasn't there with Newton. You ain't Martin Martin. Try to better humans. Instead of all these rappers, we need some better students. It's time to rebuild the neighborhoods that we helped to ruin, and the NAACP, y'all need some help recruiting. Fuck a resolution, let's get some retribution. I feel like Malcolm X when he left the movement. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. These shit. Having mistake babies and shit, leaving these women to motherfucking raise your kids by their motherfucking self. Yeah, my nigga, I said it. You don't like what's going on in the motherfucking America, leave this motherfucker. When they said we were free, my nigga, that mean we were free to go back where the fuck we came from, my nigga. Yeah, a whole motherfucking continent that belong to us, nigga. It's called Africa, motherfucker. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all ain't trying to start no revolution. Y'all motherfuckers spent 10 bands on the motherfucking section in the motherfucking club. 10 bands to build a whole motherfucking neighborhood in Nigeria, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, what a tangle where we weave.